I'm Daniel Seekings. I'm a senior at Oshkosh West. I play soccer. I played that for 4 years at West. I swim. I was the captain last year and then have done that for 3 years. I play ping pong, which may not be a sport, but it's a club, and I've also played that for 3 years. I've swam for the past 3 years, and I was a captain in my senior year this year. And really what got me interested in it was just sort of keeping in shape for soccer. I'd say soccer is my main sport, but it was sort of like I wasn't doing anything in the winter, getting bored, I guess, but then I also wanted to challenge myself because I knew a couple of my friends were in swimming at the time, and so they always told me how hard the workouts were, and I said, I bet you I could do that. It turns out I couldn't. It was quite hard, but also very fun. Very great experience just bonding with people. Ping pong, I've always had a table in my basement, and I played against my dad and my brother, and I didn't think I was very good, but then it got to the point where I heard that there was a club here at school and started playing that, and Aaron Heller is the supervisor for that club, and he sort of like didn't drag me into it because one of my friends was in it too, but then I realized that I was somewhat decent at ping pong, and then in the second year I was in the club, I won state for singles, took third for doubles, and then this year took second for doubles. And then soccer, my parents are English. I was born in England but wasn't really raised there, but we've always been very interested as a family in it. My dad has been very involved in the YMCA, and so growing up I played in like the indoor leagues, but then I don't know, I just really loved playing the game, and then I started playing up a couple years, started playing with my brother who's 3 years older than me, and then I don't know, it was just the level of competition, the level of intelligence needed to play the game because it's a very versatile and flexible sport. And then that sort of developed throughout middle school and then high school again into being sort of like a challenge and a physically motivating game, and something which sort of propels me through all aspects of life, so like if I get good grades, I can play soccer. If I do well in this, I play more soccer, and it's just sort of like a motivating factor. And then throughout my high school career, Coach Callahan has helped me a lot, just sort of like developing an interest and spur for the game. Really, I don't know, it helped me propel myself through this off season into the senior year, which I flourished in.
It's been great working with Daniel. He is a ferocious competitor, and he works incredibly hard off the field and on the field as well. He's been a great leader that's really been a huge addition to our program, so we're gonna definitely miss him next year. He has just become such a presence on the field. When he started off, I think he started playing with us as a sophomore at times. And then being a lot younger and smaller than the other players, I think that really forced him to have to compete hard to keep up. And as he grew throughout the years, by the time he was a senior, he was just dominating out on the field. He was a presence and really difficult for other teams to get past and score goals, which helped our team out quite a bit.
I'm in multiple advanced classes. I'm in like 2 AP classes this year and a UW class. And I wouldn't say it's quite challenging just because I've grown up with it throughout my whole life. It's sort of like ingrained in me because my parents place a lot of emphasis on being a good student first rather than focusing on sports, focusing on athletics. But they want a well-rounded son, yes. So it's hard to describe, but I'd say that it helps me grow, because it helps me be versatile, well-rounded, and expand in different areas of my life.
Daniel, he's just a funny guy. He has a great personality. He takes it very, very serious, but not too serious. So he kept it light, and which in pressure situations helped, not having too much intensity. But he was very, very dedicated on the field.
I've been an editor and writer for the Index for 3 years, a writer for 4. Which is the school newspaper. We won the Blue Ribbon this year, which is the first place prize. at NUSPA, but also I'm very much so into music. I've played the saxophone for 8 years. I've played the guitar since I was 8. I just like writing songs, playing songs, and then listening to music. Listening to music is probably my biggest hobby. I like sort of critiquing it and like thinking about it as if I was writing some kind of review on it, I guess.
You know, I mean, Daniel, I think he's a great balance of being a phenomenal athlete and a great scholar as well. You know, in the athletic realm, he had a lot of success. For soccer, he was the second vote getter in the FVA, which for a defender to get that much recognition is unheard of. Typically, it just goes to the guys that are scoring goals. And he did a lot else at the school as well, like he said, with ping pong and swimming. But then he takes a lot of hard classes as well. So he, has a good balance of being an athlete, but also foremost being a student and doing a great job of that as well.
Well, I'm going to college at St. Norbert University, and I'm playing soccer there. Hoping to start first year, which would be nice, but they're a nationally renowned D3 team. But major-wise, I'm looking at psychology, sociology, or economics. One of those three, maybe even double majoring to capture 2 of those. But I'm really interested in different social groups and different people groups interacting with each other, which sort of economically applies as well, because a lot of interaction is economic these days, especially through like tariffs and taxes and things like that. And so if you look and adapt to different people groups and different ways of trading and dealing with people, it's a very interesting and dynamic relationship that you can invoke.
Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive, and House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.